Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to talk about the Doctor Who Classic Range animations. And I was curious kind of what 2 or 3 animations you would, within reason, like to see after the Celestial Toymaker. And I do say within reason, that way everyone's not like, Dalek's Master Plan! Like the BBC can just go, Dalek's Master Plan animated, and it just appears out of nowhere like from a genie. We know some of the stories are harder to do than others. So when I say which three do you reasonably kind of want to see in the near future? Keeping in mind some of them would have to be done with this 3D animation, and I don't know if everyone is on board with those yet. The Toymaker 3D animation looks way better than Web of Fear Episode 3. Also, I think the Toymaker animation, while looking really good for a surreal fantasy story like the Celestial Toymaker, I don't think it will work for a lot of the other stories. Like, I wouldn't want to see that for Marco Polo or the Highlanders. It's going to need some fine-tuning before those are ready for that. So, with that in mind, and I'm approaching this from a 2D standpoint. I do prefer the 2D animation. The kind of 3 that are really battling about in my mind mostly right now are the Smugglers. I do actually hope the Mira's right and we get an animated version of the Smugglers. I have never watched the Smugglers. I have read the Smugglers. I do enjoy the target novel of the Smugglers. It's a great read. I would love to see it in 2D animated form. I actually hope that happens since it is a completely missing story, and I don't really feel like dealing with a complete story of recons to get through it. So I really hope the Smugglers, I hope that rumor is true, and maybe it's going to be the one after Toymaker. Plus, that's another Season 4 story. I love Season 4. That would be one step closer toward getting Season 4 ready for a collection box set. So that's another one for me to check off that list. So that's another reason I'm fired up about it. The next one on the list would be the Savages. Now, I've never seen the Savages. I've never read the Savages. I know it's the story where Stephen leaves. That's really the only thing I know about it. There's probably some Savages there at some point. I know it's completely missing aside from a couple clips here and there. I would like that one done. Apparently, that one would not be too much trouble for them to animate with 2D animation. I remember when Galaxy 4 was announced and when it released, I think a lot of people were theorizing that Savages might be the next first Hartnell or first Doctor story they do because it didn't seem like it would be difficult to do. I'm guessing not a lot of locations, small cast, so that it would make sense to do it next. You know, it has a bit of importance because Stephen leaves. So I think I would like to see that one since it seems reasonable for them to do that one. And I've never seen it, so I'd be interested in that. Plus, I like Steven, so I'd like to see his final story. And then kind of the last one on the list is the Wheel in Space. I am still surprised they haven't done this one. Now, keeping in mind the animation they use for it will have to at least live up to the cut-down version we got of episode 1 that came with the Macroterra, and maybe that's why they haven't done it, is they're worried it won't live up to that. Because that cut-down version that came with the Macroterra media was really good. I really enjoyed that. The animation looked phenomenal, especially the 3D look of the robot looked fantastic. So maybe they're worried they can't make the whole animation live up to that. Also, I know the Wheel in Space isn't the best Doctor Who story. It's kind of the least favorite of the Cybermen story of the 60s, though I'm sure it's miles better than a lot of stuff in the modern series. I've never seen the Wheel in Space. That's another reason I'm interested in it. It is one of the 6 Doctor Who stories I've never seen. And I think at this point, the only Troughton I've never seen. I think this is the only Troughton left I haven't seen. I think. And 2 episodes of it exist, at least, so I'll be able to end the story with a surviving episode, because episode 6 exists. That's nice for me. I love when a final episode exists. But it's also one I think I would enjoy watching in color and black and white. It's a Cyberman story. I figured that would help it sell because it is one of the big bads of Doctor Who, one of the big 3, Dalek Cyberman Master. Plus, it would be the last piece of the puzzle we need to complete Season 5, because it is the only story from Season 5 that's not complete in either surviving form or animated form. this would complete season 5, getting it ready for an eventual box set release. So I definitely think that's the way to go, even though personally I'd rather have the Highlanders, but Wheel in Space seems easier to animate. So that's kind of realistically the way I'm looking at it. Give me the Smugglers, give me the Savages, and give me the Wheel in Space, and give me one of those, and I will be a happy Doctor Who fan. So I want to know what you think of my choices and the reasonable 3 you would pick as well. Comment down below and let me know. Also, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button. That helps me out. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There are links to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to some of my top 2 patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. YouTube memberships are also available. I also have a P.O. box down there if you're interested in sending anything for me to look at and review. And links to my Amazon wishlist are down there as well. Most importantly, thank you for watching.